Hi, everybody. My name is Dustin. I'm a student with Athabasca, and I took the Mobile and Internet Game Design program, which is Comp 486. And my final project was a mobile game that was programmed on Java 2 Micro Edition. I made a game called KadensQuest. You can see the title up here. And I designed it so that it could be played on the QWERTY screen, which is the widescreen. This game can use the arrow keys here and for directing the little character, and you use the B button for your weapon. I'll load the game. So here's the title screen, Cadence Quest, and start. And I was really inspired by the game The Legend of Zelda, so I decided I wanted to make my own kind of a clone of The Legend of Zelda. And you can see on the screen the items that Caden, who's the character, I'll use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move him. You can see him move around. And then I use the B button for his little sword. And so here where the mouse is wiggling is his sword. This is his armor. Caden can carry items. That's a telescope. And this is a spell book. And he can move around. And in this game, you can explore screen by screen. So I'll go down here. The screen fades to black, and there's two bad guys. Now, the bad guys don't move until I actually leave a boundary. It's just to be a little bit fair to the person playing. And as soon as I go down, now they attack. So I get my sword ready and attack them. And you can see there's 2 coins. And the object is to collect coins. So I'll go to our inventory, which we can access by pressing D. And you can see here, inventory, he has 0 coins. So we'll go back, click 1, 2, and now he has 2 coins. And we'll go back. And if I leave the screen and then come back again, you see that they've come back. But that's only because a certain amount of time has gone by. Now if I leave, come back again, they're gone. That's because I've programmed it so that they respawn after a certain amount of time. See, they're still gone, but they might come back on a third try. Yep, there they are. Gotcha. Gotcha. Now you can see this time instead of coins, one of the bandits has actually left a heart. And if you see my health meter here, I'll go back and I'll touch the heart and boop, I picked it up. I went from 1 to 2. And my coins, which are at 4, should go up to 5. So the coin count has gone up to 5. And the object of this game is to get 20 coins. And so you'll have to explore. And you can see that each scene is a little bit different. Like this one here is using the tiled layer manager to design the different tiles. And here's another monster. We'll get him. There we go. Now my health is going to go up by 1. In this game as well, you can see that each map is a little bit different. There is a bigger map that you can access by pressing the A button. And you can see there's a flashing red light. That's where Caden is. And you can see the rest of the world here. And if you want to take a look, the world is 4 by 4 on the map. The actual world is actually 4 by 5. So you can scroll around and have a peek. You can see that the maps wrap around. You can go up and down. And I'm just going to move Caden down to the bottom of the screen so you can have an idea. You see Caden is now flashing at the bottom of this little blue box. And then I'll move him up over to this corner. And you can see the yellow flashing light actually follows him. And so that's the map. And I'm just going to explore the world a little bit more. So there's another monster. And you can see the monsters actually have like really rudimentary artificial intelligence. Like this one's actually trying to seek out Caden. And if you look, he'll actually change his animation based on where Caden is. And that's because I'm just using a simple math formula. The monster bases his direction that he faces by calculating the absolute distance of his x from Caden's x and his absolute distance from his y to Caden's y. And whichever one happens to be greater is where he faces. And he is constantly trying to get at Caden, so I can see. There you go. Oh no. Caden just got a hit. But I can go ahead and attack this guy and get a heart back. Now, Caden looks a lot like a little explorer, but he does have an inventory. So let's change the way he looks. So you can scroll through the inventory menu with the arrow keys. I'll select armor. And you can pick warrior armor. Then leave by pressing the C button. And then leave the inventory. And if you watch Caden, he changes into a little warrior. Those are horns on his helmets. And he still has the regular sword. But if you want, you can actually even change his sword as well. So I'll go into inventory, go up to weapons. I will select weapons, and you can see there's a smaller sword, a warrior sword, and a torch. So let's go with the torch. And see if I can't find a bad guy to attack with it. There's a bad guy. So there we go. So I'll just use his torch again. And basically all it's doing is that Caden is a sprite that you can control with your arrow keys. And the weapon that he chooses is just another sprite that gets printed over top. You can see that Caden has collision detection. I added a little bump so that when he walks into something, he bounces off of it. But he doesn't actually go over top of it. There we are. So I'm just going to run through and just show what else is in the game. You can see there's a little pirate and a little bandit. See if I can't. He got me. So what'll happen is I'm just going to let the bandit keep attacking me until I run out of health. Hurt me again. And here, I'll hit the inventory and I'll hit it once more. And you notice, oh, okay, I died. I'm brought over here. Boom, I go back into my regular uniform. Or armor, sorry. But if I hit the D, and I'll just give it some time, then come back and then hit D again, it's actually pausing the game. And all it's doing is just going into the main game loop. Then there's a Boolean. And if that Boolean is false, it won't keep updating the game. So every time you hit D, the Boolean is changed to false. Then you hit D again to come out, it goes back to true. So I'm going to go into inventory once more and just change weapons. Try magical weapons. Let's try the shuriken. And leave. And while we're at it, let's change our armor into a ninja uniform. And all it is basically the sprite sheet has a whole selection of different frames in it. And when I choose a different armor, I'm just selecting a different frame sequence. So hit C and boom. Now he's in a ninja outfit. And you can see him, he kind of stalks like a, and I'll use his weapon. It's just a shuriken that spins in front of him. But he is a ninja. And here's a lizard man coming to get me. There we go. There, I got one more coin. Let's see how many coins do we have. Oh, I have one. That's right, because when you die, your coins go back to 0. So I'm going to change his weapon from a shuriken. We're going to take a look at the magic wand. So again, it's just a sprite that gets painted over top. So there's the wand. It's not really doing anything. But if you notice, there's a little spell book here. And I can go back into my inventory, go down to spells. I'm going to select a spell. I'm going to select healing. This is the healing spell. Then leave. And now if you watch the health meter and the blue meter below, which is his magic, his blue is going to go down by 1, but his health will go up by 5. Poof. There, he's just gained some health from casting a magic spell. And you can see that the spell book is gone. And that's because he's chosen the healing spell. But now, Kaden doesn't just have healing spell. He also has some fighting spells. So we saw the shuriken weapon. Now let's try the shuriken spell. I'll go and see if I can't find a bad guy. There's a bad guy. Who's going to get lined up. And there. He just shot a shuriken at him. I think I'm saying it right. Shuriken or shuriken. So you can see it go flying by. It missed that guy. There we go. So every time he casts a spell, you can see his magic meter go down. So I can cast a couple in a row. So there's another lizard man. This time he's green, but I'm going to change it to the last spell that we haven't seen. There's a lightning spell. Let's try that one. I'm going to see if I can't. You'll have to watch it because I don't know how well my camera capture gets it. But what's going to happen is it's going to cast a little spell, and then a bolt of lightning will come down and zap this green guy. I'll just see if I can't get a really good shot at him. Okay, ready? There we go. So a little kind of blue sparkly thing comes out of my wand, and then I've got 4 gold. So those are the spells. I'll just show you some more of his armor. He's got magic armor. Oops, sorry. Let's go to the magic armor. So Kaden also has fire armor available to him. If you watch, there you go. Now he looks like a kind of like a dark knight in red armor. And what I used is There's some free game making software called Game Maker. Now, Game Maker doesn't actually allow you to program in Java, but it does have a really good sprite making program built into it where you can go frame by frame and animate your little characters. And that's what I use for this. And check out some other armor. So this is the shield and warrior armor. There you go. So it's kind of like the older gray armor, just he's carrying a shield. And we'll try it with a fancy weapon. Let's give him the magic sword, or the fire sword, sorry. So I will go down, check our map, see where we are. So I'm going to go over here and fight this guy here. So you can see that my fire sword is kind of a bright yellow. And then we'll go into this evil place where all these spiders are coming at me. Ah. There we go. And that is KadensQuest. I hope I've inspired somebody to make their own, sort of like an 8-bit role-playing game.